Finally, someone has bought me a coffee to walk along the beach with, yet I forgot to buy the blooming coffee. Rachel, I'll do the whole thing properly tomorrow on tomorrow's video. I've run out of time today. As you can see, I'm losing the light as well. It's quite late, it's about 20 to 4. Well, that's not late, but it's late to come and walk on the beach hoping to get some light to show up. I've swapped my camera over to the low light mode, so hopefully we'll get this video in today before darkness descends. And yes, at last someone has bought me a coffee. Rachel, I'll give you a proper shout out on tomorrow's video. Thank you very, very much. The coffee will fuel my walk tomorrow because apparently it's going to get a little bit colder. The temperature's gone back up here today. It's 13 degrees yet again. I've ditched the gloves. Don't need the gloves when it warms up like this. So I'll save the coffee for tomorrow. I'm just so grateful that somebody, I've popped my cherry when it comes to coffees. Someone, Rachel, who just so happens to be the manager of my local Costa, has bought me a coffee to fuel one of my walks. I had to come down here today, I couldn't miss a day. It's the 1st of December. Now what I want to do is try and do a video every single day, right through till Christmas Day. This is my Advent daily videos. But that's what I want to try and do. I want to try and come onto the beach. If not this beach, the other beach closer to my home. I mean, this beach is only a 10-minute drive, but I've actually got a beach that's a 5-minute drive, hence why I mean closer to my home. But if I can do a video every single day between now right up to the big man arriving on the 25th, it's a useful exercise in commitment and consistency and sticking the journey and seeing if it's possible for me to do it, just so I can get into this daily routine, this daily habit of talking to you, telling you whatever's going on in my life through the month of December, because we're now into December. It's officially winter. Meteorological winter has arrived. Autumn is now in the rear view window, and we're going to bed down for the next 3 months of cold temperatures, because traditionally and statistically these are the coldest months of the year for anybody really, aren't they? Unless you're in the southern hemisphere, in which case it's your summer. Waves are looking a little bit choppy today. Now when I used to sea dip, those waves like that were the perfect conditions. It was like being caught in a washing machine. The thrill that you got of being shot around inside those waves, it was incredible. I do miss it. I keep saying I might get back into it. Pay particular attention to those Victorian style houses. I'll point out the 2 particular houses that I want you to look at. But that's the story I'm about to tell you. Starts from there. This is a story you really do want to hear. So let's go back to 2002. A man named John lived up in that house up there. He walked down onto the beach here on the northeast coast. He had a red canoe with him and he simply vanished. The Coast Guard found his paddle. They also found up his smashed canoe, but there was no trace of John. For all intents and purposes, he was lost out at sea. In a canoeing tragedy, he'd paid the ultimate price and lost his life, or so it seemed. Now, as you can imagine, his family were devastated. His wife, Anne, was absolutely heartbroken. She cried on cameras. She was outwardly displayed just such grief and just seemed so distraught. She filed all the correct paperwork. She registered her husband's death. And then in time, she received over £250,000 in life insurance payments so she could rebuild her life. Like all good stories really should have a plot twist. And this one had a really, really good plot twist. John wasn't dead. He was living next door, believe it or not, in a tiny bedsit, sneaking through a secret connecting door back into the family home. And he carried on doing that for years and years. He'd lie low during the day while Anne played the grieving widow for the world. And then at night, he'd come out and have a walk around. And people swore that they spotted him as well. A year later, in 2003, he was walking around this very town wearing subtle, or maybe not so subtle, disguises. But everybody who knew him and everybody who knew what had happened just assumed that John had died out there in the cold North Sea. How could he possibly be wandering around this little seaside town here in the northeast? He was dead, right? No. By 2006, the couple, John and his grieving wife, Anne, were planning a new life out in Panama. They'd even gone as far as to buy new property overseas using fake identities. So it's as if not dying fake once was enough, right? The story completely unravelled. There came a photo that went out on the internet and appeared in news articles all over the world. Smiling John and Anne Darwin, arm in arm in an estate agent's office in Panama, smiling for the whole world to see. A British journalist found the photo online, and just like that, the whole illusion of dying out at sea in a freak canoe accident unravelled. In December 2007, John walked into a London police station claiming he had amnesia and had no recollection of the previous 6 years of his life. Police pretty much arrested him on the spot. Anne was arrested shortly after. They both got 6 years in prison for the scam and for the insurance fraud, which was clearly apparent it now was. And the saddest part in all of this, their 2 adult sons genuinely mourned their father, assuming he died out at sea, not realising that he'd been hiding behind the curtains in the attic of their family home all that time. The deceit, the level of deceit towards your own offspring is truly staggering. That's the story in a nutshell, and it's actually been turned into a story on TV. There's been 2 documentaries made about this story. I think Anne and John themselves, they're out of prison now. They went and served the time. They're no longer together. But they've been banned from cashing in on this story. They were never able to write about it. It was one of the most audacious fraud scams in the whole of British history, and they very, very nearly got away with it if it wasn't for those pesky kids, or in this instance, if it wasn't for that pesky photograph that they had taken in that estate agent that ended up on the internet for a British journalist to see. And who says crime doesn't pay? It almost did pay. It all happened right up there. And John walked out to the sea, disappeared in his canoe into eternity, or so he was hoping. Just something great about coming down onto the beach that I just can't explain. It's like when the tide comes in, I see it as this way. Every time the waves come in and then goes back out, it's taken away one of my woes, one of my worries. I just let everything wash back out to sea. So I do come down here to reflect quite a lot, because it's the perfect place to do that. Who knows what the tide may bring in each day. You just have to be on the beach, ready and waiting for that wave to come in and maybe present those opportunities your way. I love stuff like that, I really do. And it kind of lends itself to my abilities and my belief as a cosmic orderer. Now, what's one of them, Ellis, you might be wondering? Well, I'm going to tell you. Cosmic ordering is just a belief system that I have when it comes to praying for things. Now, it's not a religious belief as such, but when it comes to asking for things, when it comes to having a spirituality or a sense of purpose and conviction in my life, I do like to send my thoughts out to something, whether that's a divine figure, the universe, which is what I believe in. I just feel as though we have to speak to somebody, whether you have a spirit guide, somebody looking out for you, do you know? And I genuinely think we always do have somebody on our back, somebody watching out for us. But I also believe that the universe has our back. Now, I send my prayers, my thoughts, my hopes, my wishes in this life, I send them out into the universe. I write them down on scraps of paper, and then I literally just burn it and forget all about it. That wish is then out there. And that's the key important thing with cosmic ordering. You've got to ask for things with clarity, and you've got to be very specific as well. You send it out, you put your prayers out there, and then you sit back and you forget about it, and you wait for it to happen. I can't tell you the amount of times I've done this and it's actually came through for me. I genuinely think there's something in this cosmic ordering, and I am a huge proponent of it. As is Noel Edmonds as well, the British TV personality. There's a book by a lady called Barbara Moore, The Cosmic Ordering Service. Go and check it out, it's on Amazon. It's not voodoo, it's not hoodoo, it's a belief system, it's a master plan for life. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. If you find something in your life that gives you a sense of well-being and purpose and meaning and a passion and a spark in your life and your daily habits, then that's all for the good as far as I'm concerned. Embrace it, yeah, and welcome it into your life, because if it adds colour and it takes away the greyness and it takes away the darkness in your life, fantastic is what I say. Cosmic ordering, now you know. Well, I'm going to wrap up now because As you can tell, it is really starting to get dark. And I just want to say thanks again for the coffee that I've had bought for me today. I'll walk on the beach tomorrow with that coffee. If anybody else wants to get me a coffee, that will fuel another walk throughout December. The plan is to do these videos all the way through to Christmas Day. So I'll be back tomorrow with another video. So this is Ellis, the Wandering Englishman. I've called myself that on this channel purely because it's a play on words. It's a play on the Wandering Englishman, because clearly I'm not wandering all that much at the moment. I'm literally just coming down the same stretch of beach most days, but the wonder is in the title because I do wonder a lot about things. So what I want to tell each day is obviously stories, a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of the peculiarities of life, the peculiarities of what goes on between this ear and that ear in this head of mine, and put them all out onto this channel as the wondering, not wandering Englishman. So with that said, if you want to buy me a coffee, you're more than welcome. I've started something now, the ball is rolling. Rach, my local Costa coffee shop manager, has bought me a coffee, and I'll have that coffee with me tomorrow as I come back on the beach. Keep wondering, keep wandering. This is Ellis out, and I'll see you on another video. Come on then, we'll go this way.